Hey guys, Sklar Brothers here with Dan Van Kirk, and
Hi,
we've
everybody.
got
Matt Walsh
from Veep. He is on Dumb People Town this week, and the riffing is fantastic. Tune in, check it out, enjoy it. If you've ever asked yourself, how much Taco Bell can I get for a blowjob? We answer that question.
Or how much a blowjob will get you in Taco Bell.
In Taco Bell, that's the answer.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out.
Yeah.
On this week's Dumb People.
Surprising answer too, by the way.
Very surprising.
Very surprising.
Also, Christiane Amanpour. Kidding, she's not on the show.
Hi, it's Dan Harmon. If you're like me, you're a big fan of Harmontown, the podcast, and you wish that you didn't have to wait so long for it to drop after we record it. But here's the thing. Jeff Spencer, take it.
You do not have to wait.
You can not only hear it right after it happens, you can watch it too in delicious, deluxe, high-definition multicam on your browser or your mobile phone.
We do edit some stuff out sometimes. Like, I'll say something so incredibly racist that we will catch it right before it drops as a podcast.
But you get to watch Dan right before the sedition hearing when he talks shit about Trump again.
Right.
Sometimes we have really famous guests, but we just cut it out of the podcast entirely.
Because it turns out they're pedophiles.
Sometimes Spencer's never wearing a shirt.
Most of the time. We put that in post.
Not to mention all the times you always hear people laughing at something that doesn't sound funny because someone is making a funny face or wearing a funny shirt.
Yeah, for $5 you get to watch all that stuff. You can see the weirdos sitting down, like getting nervous on camera. There's like one camera that's just right up someone's nose, and they're always picking their nose and stuff like that. That's good.
As if that wasn't enough, here's some political incentive. We will match your new subscription to the Harmontown live feed up until April 15th. The day of the big tax march. We'll match it with a donation to the ACLU,
which stands for a clue, which is what you should get.
And I know that's triggering your thought of going, doesn't the ACLU now have $800 million? Because, but here's the thing. ACLU money is like toilet paper money. It never expires.
But if political encouragement weren't enough, some apolitical encouragement is if you sign up, you get access to a year and a half of our back catalog of video episodes, including the tour in Australia and Harmon Country, as well as audio downloads on the night of the record, on just minutes after it airs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you been listening to Harmontown for free after Wednesday and thought, I would really want to know what that guy looks like or what she looks like, or I want to see exactly how uncomfortable the audience is when Adam Goldberg is on stage. Mm-hmm. Now, for $5 a month, you get to see it as well as hear it. You can almost taste the Harmontown. Go to harmontown.com/live for your subscription to watch us as well as hear us. It really, really is a taste treat. Dan gave me little eyebrows.
I was like, holy shit, that guy just hit the bullseye. I think he has a taste treat.
Feral Audio.
Oh, yeah. Our audience has talent, everybody. From Meltdown Comics in Hollywood, it's great to be back. You guys missed a doozy up at the outside lands up in San Francisco. Harmontown, once again, is now in session. Yep. Dave Klein, go to the mic and give us a good yoop to start us off. Just give me one good yoop. One yoop. All right, then sit down. Spencer Crittenden, everybody. Spencer! Yep. Let's bring out the mayor of Harmontown, fresh from the ladies' room, Mr. Dan Harmon.
Hello, all right.
I thought the punchline was going to be, it doesn't ring a bell. His face doesn't ring a bell.
I couldn't hear it. I know there was a guy.
It was a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the dead ringer? Was that it?
Yeah. It was a dead ringer for the last
classic.
Yeah.
Classic joke. You didn't have to fill in for me. I was ready to. I was just.
I was told to stretch.
I panicked. I really tossed that out early. All right. Well, let's see.
Uh-oh.
So we saw Radiohead at Outside Lands.
We did.
And I realized the name of their band is kind of actually, even though they're not at all the genre that the name of their band actually sounds like the name of a song from like an 80s like heavy metal band. And I was getting really high and I was singing. I have this song I made up in my head that like it goes a little something like this. I didn't want to present it as like, oh, it's a real song, but I guess I did, and I just started doing it a lot, and it was
Can we hear it? Can we hear a little bit?
Let me just try a little a cappella here. Turn your station to misery. I want your dial. I don't know. It's placeholder lyrics. What's your favorite frequency? I've got a radio head. Radio soul. Radio rock. Radio roll. I got a radio head. 1,000 watts of devil power beaming in your soul, antennas in your Satan dick to transmit in rock and roll. I got a radio head.
Can we get the person that made the Rob Schraub It Gets Worse song to put that to a beat and give me some heavy guitar on that one?
It was better when I was high. Then I get up here and I'm nervous.
It was fucking great.
All right, thanks.
It was great. You were high in San Francisco on stage yesterday, and you were beyond delightful. You hit a beautiful sweet spot. Then we got into a limo getting back from the airport today, and Dan started just yelling at his laptop. And we didn't know what was going on, but you lost a jetpack in Minecraft.
Yeah. I went to the Nether with my jetpack because I wanted to get a broken spawner so that I could make a powered spawner with Endermen in it, so I could harvest Ender pearls and like ratchet up my game a little bit. And I started burrowing through a wall of netherrack and was just blithely, cockily, like just chimneying along, and then I got buried in lava and I lost my jetpack. And then I went back to my base, and I tried to make another jetpack. I need appliances to do that, and I forgot that I was using a tier 1 industrial craft metal former with it hooked up to a CESU, which is a tier 2 power source, and the metal former blew up.
Dan, don't talk down to us.
So the CESU was a tier 2 power transformer, then. Yeah, I forgot to put a transformer upgrade into the metal former.
How many metal formers exploded before you figured that out?
About 3 or 4. Yeah.
Jesus, and that is a lot of iron, if I'm not mistaken.
That's okay because I have that iron exploit.
Right, of course.
I can.
That's been our show. Thanks for coming, everybody.
All right. Well, okay. So if that doesn't amaze you, this will.
Well, don't assume we weren't amazed by that.
I kind of I did something wrong, like while I was like grabbing my laptop on the plane, and I cracked my thumbnail a little bit, like just a little like chippy thing where it was like wherever you put your hand, it's gonna get snagged, that kind of thing. Nothing that big a deal, but it had to be taken care of. So while we were waiting for you, because we had that whole double shuttle thing happening, and we were waiting by the door. It's like, well, I have fingernail clippers. It might be a little gross, but it's LAX. Who cares? Like, I'll go over to the garbage can. I'll be very discreet, and I'll just like clip a little bit. Some people are very, I'm aware. There's different people have different triggers. It's like for some people, the sight or sound of somebody clipping their fingernails is fucking like awful, disgusting for them. Like other people, teeth scraping on a fork. You don't know. So I went over to a garbage can away from everybody else, and I just very discreetly, I was like, it's just gonna be one thumbnail, and I clipped, and it went shooting like a rocket. Just missed someone's head, like that was sitting, and I just like ignored it.
I'm amazed.
What if I had pelted somebody with a fingernail? That would be a bummer. That would be insane. Yeah. Like, how do you even get out of that? What do you even say?
Did you enjoy your Radiohead experience yesterday?
Yeah, it was good. I just ate a lot of funnel cake and like peanut butter and chocolate. And got a real bad heartburn, but Outside Lands was fun. We were walking around it. I mean, I didn't like watch Radiohead or anything. You could hear them playing it anyway. And it's like it's not like they're going to be better live. It's Radiohead, they're not Acoustic Head. They're not the Pixies. They have radios for heads.
As I understand it, they radio rock and radio roll.
The devil wants your station, broadcasting all night long. My black heart's got a woofer tweeter. Broadcast my song. I'm a Radiohead.
Was this song sung by Starscream from the Decepticons?
On the way out to San Francisco, you go up to the kiosk right before the X-ray machines, and everybody's using the QR code things now. And I go boop, and it doesn't work. Everybody else goes through. The guy's like, it's real cranky, and he goes, it's not working. It's not reading your thing. And I'm like, well, boop, and it's not working. And then the guy's like, well, do you have a paper ticket? And I said, no. And he's like, well, that's weird.
What?
Yeah, that's so weird. So weird to not, because when we made the decision to maybe cut down a few less trees by using fucking coal electric plants to get on the plane instead, it would be weird to not do both. It would be weird to not cut down a tree, turn that into a ticket, and then also have a power plant chug into your phone and then also use that. Yeah, real weird. Fucking dick. Why don't you how about you stick to what's ISIS and what's not ISIS, and I'll tell you what's weird, you fucking fake cop. Fucking weird fake cop with a baggy ass uniform. They're always all baggy and dirty. They look like they're wearing cop pajamas. Fucking misshapen fucking cop rejects. Fucking just every single one of them just either at the bottom of their life or walking a razor thin line between fucking
You're never going on TSA pre again, my friend.
Oh yeah, TSA pre. Sure, let's get that vampire in our kitchen. Sure. Does anybody here have TSA pre? Does anybody subject themselves to that? I always wonder about that. You said it's supposed to be great. Is that what you said? Yeah, I know it looks great, and they make it look great because they have a whole lane that they're not using, and they.
It's not convenient.
What's that?
It's not convenient.
It's not convenient. Are you
for a wheelchair?
Ask for a wheelchair?
You could smuggle drugs if you got a wheelchair.
I found the best way is to get through security fast is be Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I think I've told it on the show before where I broke my toe and I had a cane and I got right through everything. I just had a cane. I just had a broken pinky toe and I got right up in front. And I was behind her like a Iraq veteran, who had been blown up with below the knee on both legs. I was like I just have a little boo boo, and yet they walk you right through. Yep.
So you guys know what hyperplexia is?
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend had a friend at the show. She one of her gigs is teaching autistic kids, and she's talking about hyperplexia, which is the opposite of dyslexia, I guess. Where it's where you can read really fast, especially in it's for little kids in childhood, that read really fast, but you have low comprehension. You don't actually know what you're reading. And I was like, oh yeah, I can read really well, but I can't. I have to read if I didn't know you weren't supposed to move your lips when you read, I would absolutely move my lips because that's only how fast I can understand anything because I have to hear it in my head. But I could read a page and just not have any retention. I wonder if I'm hyperplexic. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be cool, Jeff? If I was hyperplexic?
So cool. You'd be like the Fonz of reading.
Yeah. Yeah, because he loved rock and roll, but he'd hit the jukebox and it would play or stop playing. I was like, he's too good.
He called the toilet his office. He doesn't fucking know.
What a cool guy. Called the toilet his office. He was 55 and hung out with teenagers who were 38.
He was a 55-year-old Jewish guy who hung out with teenagers. It was
4'3", just lived in your attic and just and told everyone to sit on it all the time. Sit on what? Sit on his dick? Do you think that's what sit on it meant? Sit on my dick? It's rape culture, man. It's fucked up. The 50s were fucked up. In the 70s. Gary Marshall just passed away. Why are we laughing? Stop it. Way to go, you fucking ghouls.
I'm sure 75% of these people have never seen an episode of Happy Days in their life.
Yeah, but everybody knows about it, and that goes to Gary Marshall's efficacy. He did Mork and Mindy, Richard, Laverne and Shirley.
When do you think Happy Days jumped the shark? I'll say it was 2 seasons before the shark episode. That's when they brought Mork on, when Mork was there.
I met the guy that coined that phrase. He's on Stern, right? The Stern, one of the Stern network shows or something. I don't know.
That's what he says.
Okay, Grandpa. All right. Well, seriously, that's it. That's all I got. That's it.
That's all the show we have?
Well, we gave them a lot in San Francisco, and then we turned out we weren't recording.
That's what happened.
I did a whole thing where I did a Michael Winslow meets Radiohead thing.
Yeah,
do it again. I tried to do so much again already. I mean, yeah, it was like. It was here's my
you did a concert full of can openers, or
right.
Electric can openers went to a concert where Radiohead was playing.
Well, I'm gonna tweak it. I'm gonna change it now that we get to do it again.
There was a helicopter, and Michael Winslow was flying the helicopter while having a leaf blower going.
Right. So I'm gonna tweak it so you don't have to recap
Morgan
it.
Freeman showed up at some point.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say Michael Winslow is getting into a helicopter made of can openers. Okay?
Okay.
So he has to start each electric can opener to make the helicopter get going, and then he's going to use a leaf blower to attack Radiohead.
Okay.
Why? Jesus.
Did somebody actually say why?
Yeah, I mean, he just blurted it out. Like, it's like, why?
Well,
like, I almost forgive him. Like, he didn't even think about it. He's that. I have to forgive it because that's immersion. Like, he's immersed.
How high are the stakes?
Yeah, he's like, why?
Oh, I actually know the answer, sir. Because Morgan Freeman shows up. That's why he's doing it.
No, you're just confusing people. Like, you don't have to recreate the dumb.
Okay, walk us through what you're going to do now.
Okay, so Michael Winslow is
either take your shirt off or don't take your shirt off. You can't just half take off a shirt. Dan forgot he was taking his shirt off halfway through. I was just gonna leave.
I had more to say if I was saying I can't
have
talk
a weird
while
halter top on for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I just started washing everybody's car. Yeah, just bringing hot wings to your seats. Michael Winslow is getting in his helicopter made of electric can openers.
Okay.
And to answer your question, sir, the answer is because Radiohead and Michael Winslow both operate in the field of phonics, sound. And Radiohead, Michael Winslow mistakenly feels is abusing sound. Because they're using electronics and things
he's more analog.
He's more analog, yeah. And it feels that sound that both of them are locked in a flawed dichotomy. What happens is they learn to overcome their differences because there's a third, like, truly evil force that they have to unite. But no spoilers. Okay.
All right.
Okay, but this is like we find Michael Winslow. Going to his helicopter pad at Michael Winslow Manor. That's just he makes that sound. He's like, and then he goes up. I want to get on my helicopter made of can openers. Wait, hold on. Shit.
Dan, we don't have to do this. If you're not ready, this is called refusal of a call. This is Refusal of a call.
That's right.
Everything is in its right. What the fuck? So the leaf blower in the wrong place. Everything. Everything is in its right place. Let's get back to things. Hey, whatever the lead singer of Radiohead's name is. It's me, your right-hand man, whatever my name is, the bass player. If we have a bass. What is it, Tyler? Shouldn't we go check to make sure Michael Winslow is truly taken out? You saw the explosion. That one wasn't a mouth noise one. Hubris! Everything in its right place. In its right place.
Oh, shit.
Oh, leg wound. Twig. Stab. Second twig. Stab. Pocket microphone. Tiny jam box speaker. Ad hoc, strange, phonic-based first aid technique in which the two twigs pick up like a dowsing rod the sound of my healing, but it's not gonna feel good. There, stop the bleeding. Everything in its right place. Thank you, everybody. We're Radiohead. All right, good night. Man, Tyler, that was great. Let's go back to the dressing room. Yeah, come on. Man, we fucking Radioheaded those motherfuckers. Oh, shit. Michael Winslow. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy. No. I think there's been a big misunderstanding, and if we all just remember that we both enjoy the nuances of sound. Two knives. Ping, ping. Shit, he made the sound of them bouncing off his head, so they did. Just beat him up silently. I said silently, Steve. Sorry. What the fuck? Everybody, go outside onto the deck. Look, it's a giant thing. I'm so exhausted. I'm not gonna make anything up. It's just. It's a giant thing. Work together. Yeah. See you next summer. Wait, kind of. The third act didn't.
it kind of rushed towards the end there.
Yeah.
But so Radiohead and Michael Winslow learned to work together.
Yeah.
To defeat the giant thing.
Yeah, there's a
by
large-
making fart sounds. Out of it.
Yeah, they farted on it. They diarrhea.
I like that.
on
I
it.
didn't know that Radiohead was run by Steven Tyler.
Yeah. There was Steve and Tyler. Yeah. Yep. There are 2 keyboards in here. There's a song I want to play. There's a song I want to play. Everything in its right place. Radiohead. I like. No, please. Okay, no, that's But what would it be like if Radiohead worked at your local produce section?
I think it will go a little something.
Yesterday I found someone sucking this lemon. Okay. I just remembered there's some produce in their lyrics and I got excited. Okay, all right. There's still no show. There's no show. That was a brief distraction, but
I thought we had guests tonight. We don't have guests.
no, we were gonna have some guests and then they canceled.
What?
Yeah.
You mean Steven Tyler couldn't make it tonight?
Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman. He'd be great. What happened to them? I mean, should we talk about?
Well, the bad news is they canceled, but the good news is it was Andy Dick.
So yeah, we dodged our own bullet out of our own gun.
Yeah, it was Dino and Andy were gonna.
Dino and Andy have a new podcast together, which sounds like a bad idea. Probably is. And they were going to join us.
Yeah.
I'm sad. What was their excuse tonight?
Well, I mean, the same thing that makes them fun to be around probably just makes it hard for them to schedule. I mean, they're kind of an unpredictable combo.
Andy's sober now, though, isn't he? Like he's been like on the wagon for quite a while.
Yeah, he's been on the wagon many times. He's gotten very good at being on the wagon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna. We will talk to him about that when he comes. You know.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
He
tried to get in bed with me at the Disneyland Great Californian Hotel. We were there doing an event for ABC, and he tried his hardest to get in bed with me. And like I was asleep, and he ordered everything on the room service menu. Everything. He ordered everything that was on the menu. He ordered it up there, and then just left.
Did he eat the food?
No, he weighs as much as my shoe. He ordered a 1,000 people's worth of food, and then just ate like a bite of a cheeseburger, and then just fucked right off after trying to physically assault me.
Like he wanted to make love?
Yeah.
Well,
he was in my car one time, and his son was in the back. And his son was not quite 21 yet. I think he was like 19 or 20. And we were going to a bar. So I've got Andy and his underage son in the back of my new Lexus. And Andy pulls out of his coat a Heineken the size of a keg. I must have told the story before on the show. No?
I can't remember.
Have I? No. He pulls one of those giant Heinekens out, the big ones, like a Dave Klein Foster's, kind of like a big ass beer, and opens it up. And it explodes all over every bit. My face, the windshield, every part of the interior of my car is covered in warm Heineken foam. And it's nighttime. We're driving down Hollywood Boulevard, and he's got the door open, like the door is fully open as I'm driving down the street, and he's shouting the N-word at full volume to everybody that we pass. Then we come to a stop around Hollywood and Vine, like maybe Argyle, somewhere around there. And guess who's about to cross the street? Black gentleman. I'm like, Andy, fucking don't. And I'm looking in the rearview mirror at his son, and the son's looking at me like we both have a look like we may have to kill him. We might have to kill Andy before he does what he does.
He's like a crying baby behind enemy lines in Vietnam. Shut that Andy Dick up!
Smother him. So he opens the door and starts screaming the N-word at this middle-aged black gentleman who sees it as Andy Dick and just gets a big kick out of it. My car is covered. My car now smells like a warm Heineken. And we get to this bar on Vine, and we get in there, and I was so bummed out. And Andy walks in. He has a broken finger, and if you asked him why, he doesn't know. He doesn't remember how he got it. He's got a broken index finger on his left hand. He sees a girl sitting with a cocktail, and he puts his index finger in her drink, like a brand new, clearly just a vodka on the rocks. Just sticks his finger into her drink, and then picks it up and walks off with it. And this girl's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, what was that? Vodka? She's like, "Yeah, it's a kettle rocks. I just fucking got it." I was like, "I'll get you a new drink." She's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I go, do you know who Andy Dick is? And she's like, "No." I'm like, "It's better that you don't." And I turned to his son and I said, "I'm going to beat your father up tonight, and you're going to either help me or watch." And he says, "I will help you."
Yeah, so maybe they'll be here next week. And,
he is the best at being the worst. He makes Dino look like me.
yeah, they used to be a comedy team. A lot of people don't know that. They used to do like a two-man comedy act where Andy would hit Dino as hard as he could. and Dino would get a boner or something. I don't know. I don't know what the punchline was.
I think they did like old like Abbott and Costello routines, but instead of like slapping, he'd really physically like smash him.
They have a podcast coming to Feral Audio. Is why.
What's it called?
Skull
Juice.
Yuck.
Gross. Skull Juice. Well, listen at your own risk.
Yeah. All right. Well, who here has a problem that needs to be solved? Young lady, your hand went up first. I think I see glasses. Would you want to come up and share your problem?
All right. Okay. Who do we got? What's your name, madam? Oh, Gabrielle. Hello. Or is it a madam? I can't even.
Is it okay? Okay. Sorry, I saw glasses and a ponytail. We're in Los Angeles.
That's accurate. So that's one of the problems.
Is it
the gender dichotomy?
Oh, okay. Is that? I know I can help with that. I have a surgeon's touch with the gender politics. The trans community loves me. They trust me.
It's true. I heard they said that to
me. Where are the meetings again?
It's just like it's actually like behind Meltdown Comics. We just hang out around there.
If you need help with that logo too, I can. Well, so what's the Gabrielle? What is the how can we help you?
I have chronic pain throughout the right side of my body. I don't know how you can help me.
From an injury or from?
We can hit you very hard on the left side of your body.
Create some balance.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, it's just I've been to like more doctors in the past 2 years than I have in like my entire life. So.
How did it start?
Slowly, because with chronic pain, it's like you don't realize you just think you're lazy and like need to work out more. So it's like eventually.
I'm sorry, I'm ignorant about this. Did it come from an injury, or is it something kind of came on all of a sudden?
Yeah, it kind of came on like all of a sudden, like when I was like 20 or something. I started realizing like my body kind of sucks.
Are you currently in pain right now?
Yeah, it hurts like right here. It gets better like. It gets better and worse-ish.
Is it what kind of pain is it? Like a throbbing pain or a shooting pain, or
it's almost like a numb pain and.
Is it like nerve pain?
Yeah, it's kind of like nerve pain.
I have the same thing.
Do you have the same thing? Is it on one side?
Yeah, it's on my right side.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah,
Well, let's get you up here.
Let's.
I told you we could help you.
We're gonna build like a Voltron right now.
As long as you guys are okay becoming one person that's made of two left sides.
What's your name,
I
miss?
think we have the solution.
My name is Marina.
Marina? Hello, Marina.
Hi.
Sorry, I kind of sucked you up here. Like
Oh,
I didn't
no,
make sure that you would be okay coming up. But
This is actually great because I have some advice for you too.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
I've got Lyme disease, and so I've had to have multiple surgeries on my joints because they've collapsed. And you've got a nice little Frankenstein kind of scar here. I've had nerve pain all throughout the right side of my body for it. Been to doctors just like you, in and out of different pain clinics and stuff, but I finally found something that works.
Great.
And whew, sorry. It's a tough thing. So whereabouts? You said it's right about here.
It kind of just like goes throughout my body, and so like it becomes hard to. It kind of goes up into my shoulder. Like it starts like down around this area, comes up, goes into my shoulder, and then my neck hurts so much it kind of like makes my head all foggy all the time, and so.
Okay. I'm a massage therapist as well. I can like try something.
Sure. Yeah.
all right. Sure. This is great.
I didn't expect to come to Harmontown and get a massage.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I could drop the mic.
Is there a waiver that we have to sign? We're not a medical clinic. This is all on her.
Okay.
Okay. You are surrendering your safety to her.
This is all consensual.
Oh no, why is my podcast getting interrupted? Shut up. Just shut up and listen to me tell you about MeUndies. Hey, what do you do the first thing in the morning? You wear your underwear. Why are you going to wear bad underwear? Wear good underwear. Why don't you wear some of these MeUndies underwear? They feel better. They're twice as soft as cotton because they're made out of this thing called modal. You know, like, and here's the thing. If you go to MeUndies.com/Harmontown, you can get a 20% off discount on your first order. And here's the creepy, weird thing that I feel guilty telling you about. If you get your first pair of MeUndies and you don't like them, or if you say you don't like them, you keep them. They don't want your shitty, dirty underwear back. So obviously, they're telling you it's on us. MeUndies is made from modal, a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton. Let that sink in. That's twice as soft as whatever underwear you're wearing right now. This is an instant opportunity to upgrade your crotch comfort by 200%. By doing nothing. If you're somebody that's driven by surface value stuff, MeUndies comes in a variety of colors and styles and things, and they keep changing them. They keep coming out with new ones. It's like belonging to like a kind of wine of the month club. There's no commitment or anything. I'm just saying. You could just convert your underwear value system to a MeUndies based one, and you're not gonna be sacrificing any sense of style or anything. Like they're on top of that crap. All orders in the U.S. and Canada ship for free. They guarantee 100% satisfaction. Do you know what that means? Those aren't just words. It means if you don't love your first pair, which you will, you can keep it for free. That's right. Nobody wants your used underwear back, and you can not pay for them if you truly lie and say you don't like them. No questions asked, nothing to lose. They're not going to send anybody and call you on your bullshit, which it will be, but you're fine. You're broke. It's a bad economy. The millennial generation was lied to. You were sold a false bill of goods, not by the Generation Xers that raised you. We just tried to do right. We had overbearing baby boomer parents who imposed themselves on every aspect of culture to the point where the only thing we could do to rebel was stick our hands in our pockets, look down at the floor, and say, I don't care about anything. I'm literally not going to shower or change my clothes ever, and I'm going to kill myself when I'm 27. And if I don't, and keep it legit like Cobain, then I'm going to turn 37, I'm going to have a fucking kid, and I'm going to be their best friend, and I'm going to ruin their mind. I'm never going to hit them, so they're not going to know what pain feels like. Their playgrounds are going to be made of marshmallows. They're going to be told that everyone's a winner, and they're going to be a huge population explosion, second only to the baby boomers, so they're not going to have food or water or fresh air or money. And then they're going to be told, hey, it doesn't matter how much you monitor each other's language. There's a fascist running for president, and you can't stop it. There's nothing you can do. No amount of hashtags will keep people from being racist. You done fucked up. You got to care about your soul. But hey, that's all the more reason to care about something as shallow as your underwear comfort, because the world is going to end in your lifetime
Guaranteed. It may be a water world thing where you have to grow gills. These underwear will work great in that environment. It could be a road warrior thing where you're like eating flesh and outfitting your car with a cow catcher made of baby skulls. These underwear will work great for that. Or everything could just keep staying the same and we could slowly burn into an ember as the sun stops being mitigated by our ever-deprecating ozone layer. These underwear will be great for that too. No matter what apocalypse your millennial generation has been sold, you wear the underwear that makes you feel like you might live to see tomorrow. MeUndies. This is how underwear should be. We're always complaining about no jetpacks, no flying cars, no pills for breakfast. MeUndies is made from modal, a fabric that looks at cotton and says, so what? And when's the last time cotton's had that said to it? Cotton is bullshit. It's got a legacy of hatred and shame to it. It started as a really important textile that we had to use slave labor to harvest. Then, in the Industrial Revolution, we figured out how we didn't need slaves anymore, and we suddenly decided slavery was wrong. Look what happened. We are so fucking fucked. The only good thing about it is that we made a lot of new friends, geopolitically speaking. But I'm telling you, in the long run, cotton, evil. Made from Hitler and the devil. Modal, no such legacy. We don't know what it is. It could be made from the spit of angels. It's probably just something like hydroponic soy that's just like a fruit of our new changing times. I bet if you looked into it, you'd find that modal probably has less of a carbon footprint. I'm not gonna wait for you to look that up, and you're not going to. You have other shit to do. While you do it, treat your balls, anus, and crotch, what we call the big three, right, by draping them in something twice as soft as cotton. MeUndies.com/Harmontown. Go there right now for your free shipping, 20% discount, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. First pair of MeUndies. MeUndies. Underwear, you just got advertised.
I thought for sure it seemed like when she said, I think I might be able to help you. I was like, if she says squarespace.com,
Yeah.
we're going to be rich.
Oh, yeah. Can we get the lights down a little bit lower right now?
Gonna prepare your nerve damage with massage. Yeah, to the break of dawn. Yeah. Get off my lawn. Jeff's taking the leg that doesn't hurt. Yeah, deep tissue. Get inside. Get in Gabrielle's neck with your fingers. Marina. Yeah. Yo. Marina means house on the water. Yeah. Yeah.
The uninformed Spanish rapper.
Marina means place where you keep a boat. Right now, she's gonna help float into Gabriella's pain and win the game with her healing fingertips. Fucked your mama so hard, I brought feeling back to Gab's hips. Yeah, all the joints.
Welcome to Harmontown Nights. This shit got sexy as hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Weirdest experience.
So, Marina, did you learn this stuff because you had pain and then you went to the doctor and they're like, I don't know, you figure it out.
Actually, I did learn because of an injury. I used to run track, and my friend was teaching me how to do it, but he was like a foot taller than me. I was trying to run a hurdle, and I tore my hamstring. And the trainer was there and taped me up, and it was awesome. And she just worked on my legs a bit. I was like, whoa, this is magical. Why don't I do this every single day? And so I went to school for it, and it was awesome. You got really comfortable with your body because you got to be naked. And,
Just when you show up for class?
You work on each other.
Do you work in Little Tokyo by any chance?
Oh, no. Actually stopped. I'm a writer now. I'm a feature writer for Cracks.com now, and I do research too. But with all this stuff, I can't do massage so much anymore. But you said that helped?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I have another thing with this chronic pain is actually kind of a rant for me. DEA really pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's a nice thing though. I'm not on not on nearly so many painkillers as I used to be because I discovered something really awesome. Got super into, a lot of alternative medicine is bullshit, but there's actually a really good thing called Kratom. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. It's from, Thailand, Malaysia, that area. I've been making this tincture out of it, and it's totally worked. I have some with me, if you would like to try it at some point.
And this is related to your trouble with the DEA, right?
What is?
No,
can you tell us more what kratom is?
Sure,
is it a plant?
It is a plant. It's a plant.
Isn't that what spice is made out of?
No. At least not to. Not to my knowledge. If it is, spice would be probably pretty expensive. But it's a funny thing. There used to be, there probably still is, a humongous opium problem in Thailand, I believe it was. It was just one of those countries over there. Somewhere around the Golden Triangle. And
one of those flyover countries.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, places that you just don't go. But so the government was actually providing a lot of this opium, and they were discovering that people were chewing the leaves of the kratom tree that grew just everywhere, and they were not addicted to opium anymore because it actually works to get you off of it. So they made it illegal and also started chopping down all the trees so that they could, get people hooked on opium again. And it's currently illegal there. It's illegal, I believe, in Canada. It's illegal in the UK. But
illegal, you're saying?
Yeah, illegal, but it's legal here.
It's called Kratom?
Yep, Kratom. People are still kind of...
Sounds like a He-Man villain.
Yeah. So the DEA has been looking at it and like, people are getting high on this. They're actually enjoying themselves. We gotta get rid of this. This is not gonna bode well.
You get high on it, but it also gets you off of opium?
It gets you, it absolutely works for any kind of
If you're not on opium, do you think it might get you on it a little bit? That's maybe a gateway?
I don't know.
Also, my other question is, are you holding right now?
No. I don't never had opium.
Where can a guy get some kratom in this town is my question.
I get it online. Just powder stuff and then I make it.
You can also go to Kratom Barrel, right? I don't know. Adam Goldberg isn't here anymore. I thought I'd do what he'd shout out.
Now, Gabrielle, back to you.
Yes,
is there anything like that goes beyond just your chronic pain? Like what else is going on with it?
I don't know. Just my existential pain, no, I don't.
You have a great ponytail. This ponytail is rocking.
It is a wonderful ponytail.
Yeah.
And you do. We kind of skipped over it. You identify as female. That's you want to be referred to as she, her.
Yes. Mom. No, I'm kidding. No.
Hey, I'll call you mom if you want.
No. I was saying it as if my mom was listening. Like,
you're
call me a girl.
Is this a awkward way for your mom to find out? Maybe.
Does your mom listen to Harmontown?
No.
Does mom know or not know?
Yeah, no. I told them. I told them through text.
Oh, yeah?
I told them through a long.
What emoji went along with that one?
And like the non-smoking sign, but also like a dick.
Is that in the eggplant?
It's like the eggplant?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So Where do we go from here? Kratom, I still okay. So it's still you can still get it in the United States, like through like websites and stuff, and it's like so currently still legal, soon to be illegal.
Maybe
sort of opiate fighter, a bottlenose dolphin to opium's shark.
Yep. Gives you
Michael Winslow to Opium's Radiohead.
Right. And that they should learn to get along before Gamera shows up.
Yeah, it'll get you out of the pain clinics. It's pretty fantastic. You can make it at home very easily. I've just, if you just happen to have like 190 proof corn liquor laying around, then that's all you need. Some mason jars, you're good. But it's changed my life completely.
Tell us more about your run-ins with the DEA again. Because what you're talking about sounds highly illegal.
I've never had any run-ins with the DEA. Because I'm not. I might now, but no, I just.
Gabrielle's mom works for the DEA.
This has been a sting.
Marina, you're wearing a Wonder Woman shirt. Are you a longtime fan of Wonder Woman as a myth, or are you have you been recently converted by the Superman Batman movie, or did you just like the way the shirt looked? Or
I'm a comic book nerd, big time for games, comics. Yeah, thank you.
Are you looking forward
Wonder
to
Woman.
the new movie?
I am. It's about goddamn time.
I have a bet with my friend. I bet on Suicide Squad. I bet that it would be over 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. With my friend, we bet on a pizza. But he said we could double or nothing on Wonder Woman. So I'm hoping I get 2 pizzas.
What's your side of the bet on Wonder Woman?
I guess 70. Same thing.
Oh, okay.
70%. I'm betting on mediocrity.
What's the team working on Wonder Woman? Who's the director?
Patty Jenkins. She did Rollerball. Monster Ball.
Monster Ball. Okay.
It's that Halle Berry.
It's a thing. I was reading an article now. I guess it's no accident. The thing now is to take they're not getting like the big gigantic like rock star names, which are probably almost as hit and miss really as anybody else in these giant what they call tentpole movies. So because they're so expensive and they come with the ability to go, no, I need 5 years and I need you to get out of my face. And so they're working with first timers a lot. Like they're like really like green directors, and they're having just as much success as failure. Really, that's I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was like part of a big like sea change, but that's what it is. I
think DC just like tried to catch up really fast with Marvel. Like they failed at Batman versus Superman and the tone that they wanted. So immediately with Suicide Squad, they were like, well, let's make Guardians of the Galaxy 2.5.
Well, yeah, they obviously, yeah. I mean, nothing opened our eyes to the importance of the rating, like Deadpool. I mean, that's such an easy thing to talk about now. Is to just go, look, let's just. Is it going to be rated R or not? Because if the word edgy is going to be in the menu and it's not going to be rated R, then you might as well embrace the non-edge. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was the Heath Ledger Batman movie? Was that PG-13?
Yeah.
PG-13.
So they managed it. I guess the key is you have to be violent and not sexual. Like
exactly.
You just have to murder people.
So terrified of boobs, it's ridiculous. But. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody about Suicide Squad, but who here has seen it so far? It's got some. I love that tone. That's a good one. Yeah.
So it looked just from the trailer like I'm speaking way out of school here because I was never on board with the whole.
You predicted what the whole movie was about.
Oh, I did. I ran down the.
That was fun.
Yeah,
it was a fun car ride to work.
And I did see in an article I saw a spoiler that said I was right about of course it's I
don't know.
But I thought it was interesting. Like Harley Quinn. Like I mean, I understand the political climate like calls for a more actualized Harley Quinn, like an autonomous like Harley Quinn with agency. But at the same time, how much can you make her appropriate before she stops being Harley Quinn? Like when when I was watching the trailer, I was like, well, I thought she was a guilty pleasure character. I thought she was sort of like put another female character in a Suicide Squad movie.
Who feels guilty about Harley Quinn's pleasure?
What'd you say?
Do you feel guilty about?
Well, sure I do. If I'm enjoying her, like, and really the only place I've consumed her is Batman, the Arkham video games. Like that's where where my relationship with Harley Quinn happens. And she comes on screen, and then and I go like, okay, I get it. I understand. And as I like, it's so over the top that it's like I would say you could this is fine as long as you put a bunch of posts on the front of whatever this is. Like it's post feminist or whatever. Like it's like. Because she's like the archetype of like she is really supportive as a girlfriend to the point of absolute self-destruction. I mean, she has no identity of her own, and so. But then we're making her. She almost looks like she's the protagonist of Suicide Squad.
Actually, interestingly, the protagonist of Suicide Squad is Will Smith, who is really kind of playing himself more than Deadshot. He's this family man who, weirdly enough, spends most of the movie without his mask, even though in the comics he's got the mask on the entire time. And the thing is, the Suicide Squad, I don't think this will spoil too much, but it's got some troubling messages in it, because the ultimate moral of the story in the end kind of suggests that it's totally okay to, that a good guy is okay with his daughter doing trigonometry by talking about shooting people from buildings. It's like, oh well, let me find the hypotenuse here.
That's the ultimate moral.
Yeah, that is what they're talking about, because he's this family man, and
is his character. So when because Deadshot is his whole character is he's good at shooting, right?
Yeah.
So but like in the movie, is he like doing math? Is it like A Beautiful Mind in the background?
No, I wish. No, it's oh man.
Does he have like a little baby shot daughter? Is that what you're? Is it like is he like? No, it sounds like it's not. It sounds like you said he's a family man.
He's got a little girl, and she. Oh, I almost spoiled something, but she's involved with something. But yeah, no. But at the end of it, he's doing math with her, and he says at one point in the movie, I just don't want my daughter to think I just want to do something so my daughter doesn't think I'm a piece of shit, even though I murder people for money.
Yeah, he's a super villain.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to look like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. The tone kind of switches off throughout the whole movie, because if it would stay consistent, that would have been cool, but instead it kind of tries to make you feel good about that.
Right.
That he gets with his daughter, and that she starts embracing the part of him that is a murderer. They try to give you the sort of fuzziness about that.
That's like at the end of the Steve Jobs thing where she's like, I guess iPods are kind of cool, except it's like assassination.
Yes.
Marina,
Exactly.
Marina, I've got this pain in my neck right now.
I can fix it.
I guess the thing that the trailer promised, is that the government's like, hey, much similar to the Marvel X-Men universe, it's like, how can we trust all these people? Like they're flying around and they're doing whatever they want. Well, what if Superman goes crazy one day? And I don't know how that gets you to what about the villains? But
what if Superman wants to kill the president? Let's put bombs on all the supervillains' house and hide them in the White House.
What I would
It's the
understand is
ultimate
they would
plan.
go like, well, what if you ask Superman to kill ISIS and he won't do it because that's wrong? Like that he just wants to arrest them. Like I don't know, I'm not kidding. Like what shouldn't it just be like the Pentagon going like, well, Batman doesn't follow orders and Superman's such a Boy Scout. Like how about some of these people that those guys don't get along with so
What
well?
superhero, Dan, would you hire if you were the president to kill ISIS or take care of ISIS? Like,
What do you mean? Well, I'd go to Superman first for everything, whether it's opening a bottle or killing ISIS. Are you willing to do this? I know he wouldn't lie.
Well, let's say Superman and Batman pass. Who do you go to next? Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Oh shit, Howard the Duck. What?
The DC universe? I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to give Aquaman a try. It's just feel bad for him.
As long as ISIS is near the Gulf.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I mean,
don't go to a landlocked area.
If we can get them near the Euphrates River.
well, I would go to Wonder Woman because she's a woman, and I would go like, look, I Google them. and have at it. Do whatever you want, keep whatever you keep, and see you in November.
What happens in November?
Elections.
Okay.
I guess I assumed I was a president running for re-president.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
So is this re-election for you, or the very
I
first?
guess. I don't know.
You're the incumbent president trying to get re-election.
I don't know. You asked me, who am I killing ISIS with? I don't know. It was a tough question. I was surprised by it. I don't know.
I think Wonder Woman is a pretty great answer.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, you're wearing the shirt.
Get into it.
Yeah. I'm kind of biased,
Yeah.
I guess. But she's
Gabrielle,
a woman.
who do you think? What super villain or team is best equipped to kill ISIS?
Godzilla.
Oh shit! I didn't know we had. If we had like 2 or 3 just straight up Godzillas, just send them in there.
I heard a really funny thing about you know the 2000 Godzilla movie, the one that's like Matthew Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently in apparently
I did not expect that response.
There was like a sequel because they have all the Japanese. They just keep on making Godzilla movies, and in that movie they said that Godzilla in Godzilla Matthew Broderick wasn't a real Godzilla. It was like Americans just assumed it was Godzilla because it was a big lizard, and so they just kill it on screen, and they're just like, that wasn't a real Godzilla. Shit. So they can do that with Superman too. This because everyone hates this one. So.
Oh yeah, well sure. I mean, I never understand how those movies are connected. Like Marvel's doing a little better job of making sure you get the this is a larger story. I know the DC. This seems like they're kind of. I'm not rooting for either over the other.
Yeah.
Just keep making comic book movies rather than historical period pieces.
Gabrielle, if you hire Godzilla to go in and take care of ISIS. Can you give Godzilla instructions, or does he just kind of do his own shit? Like, how do you give him operational like?
I don't know. Does Godzilla like have a favorite food? You just like put it. You just put it near ISIS, and
I think electricity.
In the
play the song, yeah.
In the latest Godzilla movie, he's got this weird
the Green
interspecies
Ranger.
bromance with that one soldier. Whoever saw the
latest
latest
alive.
one, yeah.
Joe,
and then,
Joe American.
Yes. So get that guy, and make sure you bring Ken Watanabe, so he can go, just because he has this weird mind link with Godzilla as well.
Right.
He's in there.
Also, King Kong. It
everything.
occurs to me like at least like the original movie King Kong, and then also the '80s Jeff Bridges one. He's like really into women, like so he probably would. I think you could turn him loose on the Middle East as well, like if you had an enemy. But I think there'd be a lot of collateral damage. I just don't know,
Wasn't there a comic that? Oh yeah, it was like a Frank Miller comic where it was originally like Batman kills the Al Qaeda or something. Oh yeah, it was a real thing, right? Yeah, he beat us to it.
How'd he do it?
I don't know.
We
I
should
didn't
just
read it.
do that.
He probably
I
just.
think he knows.
Oh, no, I have a question.
Oh, okay.
I was wrong.
I mean, I don't have a show, so you may as well ask it. Yeah.
What is the worst job that you would tolerate doing?
The worst job that I would tolerate doing.
Yes.
Dan specifically?
Like
You're asking me.
the whole panel.
Dan, this is Doug Filburn from the Washington Post. His question is, what's the worst job you would tolerate?
That's a really interesting question because what's the worst job you would tolerate doing? So first you have to ask yourself, what's the worst job?
Is it the worst? Like,
the one that you go, look, I'm pulling in a paycheck, but this is the lowest I'll go.
Yeah, well, I kind of guess. But then, the word tolerate kind of needs to be explored there. Like, well, yeah, but does that mean
let's say you're broke. I'll put some parameters on this. You're broke. This is a $15 an hour. No, let's say minimum wage. A minimum wage job. Minimum wage job is all you can have.
Right.
And what's the worst thing that you would say, okay, I'll get up out every morning and do this thing. And right below that is a job, fuck it, I won't do it.
Well, but I won't do it, meaning what? I'd rather die?
Yeah. You'd rather go hungry and
just die.
Yeah.
Or turn to crime. Is crime a job? Because if it's like, oh, you can eat shit for $4 an hour, you can eat human shit. Like, well, no, give me your wallet. Whoa, what are you, some kind of criminal? Yeah, it pays more. Well, yeah, but crime never pays. Well, it pays more than eating shit. You can't beat the hours. I'm out of here. I would never want to be a criminal, but I don't want to eat the shit. And so I don't know. I'm just trying to. I want to be able to answer the question dutifully. I was a dishwasher and I was awful at it, but I kept trying to be good at it, and I don't know. If I was good at it, if I thought I could have gotten good at it, I think I could have kept doing it, because it would be but I know there's worse jobs, because Jay Johnston used to he worked at a fucking shit plant. He worked at the place where they clean shit, and Schraub worked at a place in Mayville where he scrubbed the rims of tanks where they keep the shit. I kind of think I could.
Why does that need to be scrubbed? Gotta keep
because I guess if you think about it, it's why does it need to be in a tank? And the answer is because there's got to be boundaries, so I guess it's so I know it's just simultaneously ridiculous, but then it's hey, it's a tank full of shit, so why should the rim be clean? And then you'd be well, why should the outside be clean? Why should the place where the tank is be clean? Why should the city be clean? I guess I'm just trying to get inside their heads.
Dan, I'll ask you this.
I'll tell you what, if I was in charge of civilization, the minute we got to the point where we needed to build a shit tank, I'd be we gotta break up. Let's go our separate ways. Let's stick to tribes of 100 people. We found a good yardstick. It's for me, it was because you can't remember more than 100 people's names. There was something. Somebody just asked me a question about that. There was that. Well, they were somebody asked me because we were in San Francisco, and before that we were in Montreal. So I've been experiencing a lot of people recognizing me, coming up to me and saying thank you. You helped me through a lot, or can I get a picture with you? Just people, attention that you don't normally get in the course of your day-to-day life. And somebody said, what do you think about that? What is that? Do you get bored with that? Do you not like that? And I was I think it's I think it's like vitamin C. I think it's something that everyone else gets zero of. I think you're supposed to get it 10 times a day. I'm not using vitamin C as an analogy anymore. I think that if you lived in a tribe of 100 people, I think that every single person equally, whether you were the guy that made the shoes, or the person that made the roofs, or I'm gender. The woman that made the big pipes with the welding, or the guy that cut all the hair. I live in a fucking beam of light. But if you're that everybody would get that kind of everybody would know each other's name, and everybody would be they wouldn't say, hey, can I take a selfie with you? But it would be the same energy.
I acknowledge
what you do. Thank you, Glenn, for those shoes you made my kids. They fit good today, or whatever. Or, oh boy, those roofs held up great last night under the rain, and etc. Everybody would have that feeling several times a day. And the only people that actually get it are Brad Pitt and Donald Trump, and and it's oh, look, there he is a thing that you should actually get a dose of. And
so we should have it's communism, but for empathy.
Yeah, social, popularity, popular commun.
I just think we're not meant biologically to live 300 million to a TP. I think our bodies are our muscle cells and our nerve cells and our brain cells are still think that we're a chimp that recently learned to talk and swing sticks around.
That's actually true. I read that according to certain studies, your brain can only, or rather the different primates, the different sizes of brains can only hold a certain number of other primates and recognize them as the same species. So the number for ours is about 165 people.
Which is the exact size of a multicam sitcom's audience.
Exactly.
That's why we play that sound over and over again. You watch Big Bang Theory and you're like, oh, I'm being comforted. I hear my tribe laughing with me. We don't play the sound of 6 million people laughing.
No.
Well, because then we go like, wait, that's the ghost of the Holocaust. Why did I pick that number? I could have picked any number.
And anyone outside of that number of 165 people is literally not human to you.
Dan, would you rather, if you had the choice, steady job cleaning out the poop tank, like the guy that gets down there with the hip waders on and like scrubbing out the poop tank, or life of crime and do whatever you want? Like you had to actually figure out your own way to like be a burglar or a pickpocket or a safe cracker or whatever. What would you pick? Safe poop job or
if I literally have to choose between poop tank and that
poop tank and your own find your own adventure crime. Well, you have to get up in the morning and go, oh shit, am I a burglar? Do I carjack people?
I have to do something illegal.
Yeah, so this is like a super villain origin story.
Kind of.
He was working in the poop, and then one day
he was given a choice.
He couldn't take any more.
Would you rather wake up and go, shit? I don't want to go commit crimes every day and risk going to jail or risk or hurt other people or steal their property. I will do the poop job. Or do you think you could be a good bank robber?
Well, I don't think I'd be a good bank robber.
Huh? Let's say $20.
Well, that's I have questions about standard of living because because there's people in the if I
it's a good union job.
If I scrub that poop tank from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The union you would only be doing probably 8 hour day.
If I scrub that poop tank like dutifully, do my job, show up, then I clock out.
Dutifully.
You asked me these questions and then you're shrobbing me, man.
Solid.
Bro.
If I do that and then I come home and I can support a partner, offspring. I mean, that's where everything comes into play.
A livable wage at the poop tank.
Well, but does that really mean it's just livable wage? Because we've changed the goalpost on a generation.
You're not going to be living high on the hog. You're going to be making poop tank money.
But I can have a Christmas where my kids don't cry because maybe they got the Optimus Prime instead of the Bumblebee.
I think it depends on how much poop comes in that year. I mean, I think it's open to
and then there's the
vicissitudes of poop economy.
There's the question of upward mobility and retirement. I mean, am I guaranteed to be able to clean that poop tank for 30 years, or am I a sucker if I do it for 20 and then they tell me we invented a poop cleaning robot? You're fucked.
A steady union wage poop tank job. That you're never going to be rich, but you will always put bread on the table.
I think I would take that but that, I mean, that is making a lot of assumptions about I would want to try that if I really had a guarantee of I can just do this every day and there's a certain amount of years I can do it where I get the pocket watch and the pension and blah blah blah. Yeah. But by the way, that's a myth now. That's the problem. That's what people are waking up to, is that you can't do that anymore. So I have to emphasize that's actually kind of a weird blue sky universe where you could do that. That's like some Lego world where you're like, I'm a poop cleaning guy and I get to do that. That's the problem, is that then Flint, Michigan goes no, fuck you, we don't make cars anymore, and and people are like, what do you mean?
We're always going to have to clean poop tanks. The poops, that's always going to happen.
We're having two different conversations here. Because the reality is, if there's the blue sky with all these trigonometric sort of everything being equal, just so we can focus on the thing I would choose. But then if we were just living in reality, how I understand this country to operate and how things are going, I would choose the crime job, because I know that the poop tank job is going to be very similar to living in prison, like where I am only just working to stay out of trouble and am only getting enough money to stay in debt. and that I'm not going to be able to support my kids eventually. There's going to be curveballs thrown, and I'm going to be told to go fuck myself. Like, knowing that that's going to happen because we've dropped those. Like, there's no guarantees. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not being Michael Moore and saying, like, we owe it to the workforce. I not necessarily. I'm just saying, like knowing as a subjective person. That I think the myth of retirement and the myth of that job is over. I would go, I'm a smart guy. I could probably figure out how to steal shit from people that deserve to have shit stolen from them. and I'll once I get caught and go to jail, it'll be a lot like cleaning shit tanks.
Isn't that? I feel like that's like most criminals, right? No criminals like I wanna do this because it's a bad thing.
Right.
They do it.
They don't want to be a sucker.
Yeah. They want to like.
Welcome to the podcast, Sympathetic to Criminals. I mean, but I also think there's a lot of like terrible people, sociopaths that go like, well, I mean, I think we're severely lacking too in our national psyche in terms of like, you know, we don't know that it's a syndrome. It's the whole thing. Like there is no signal of this is what integrity is sent down from the top. It starts with you look up above you and you see people are greedy and horrible and they get away with whatever the fuck they want and they don't share their profits and they don't make any promises that they can keep and so you go like it doesn't start with like I'm so mad and I'm going to get mine. It starts with I don't want to be a sucker. I don't want to like do this for 15 years and then get fucked over. Like so somebody goes like, "Hey, I could, you know, if you take this off the top, you can sell it, and like your family can get a thing." Like I'm basing this all on movies. I don't know what the actual, but also just a kind of common sense. I think that's.
Spencer, have you ever stolen anything?
Oh, all the time. I never stop.
For real,
you hear about that?
Did you ever shoplift?
Earthshine Jane glass.
Oh yeah, that was you. That was you all along.
Oh yeah.
You never shoplifted or boosted anything in your life?
I mean, I don't know. I think I've taken a couple candy bars. As far as people I talk to in general, people have shoplifted a lot more than I have because it's like a weird thing. They say you do it until you get caught, but I've only done it like 5 times.
I did it until my mom caught me and was like, "Do you know what you're doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm taking candy. Like they have so much of it." And she was like, "If everyone took candy, there wouldn't be candy. They'd have to raise the prices of the candy and all." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I never got like shamed for it."
I did.
I got caught like with like. I think it was like $1,000 of sunglasses, but it was like it was that phase. It was like that phase in high school where like I just had like
$1,000.
But it wasn't even like sunglasses I wanted. It was an open. I was with my friends and it was an open thing, and we were just like, oh, we have this power,
right?
And it's like for the first time in your life, you have access to like. Social capital,
right?
And it feels like you figured out a secret path. And
so you took them?
Yeah, and then I got caught.
No!
They bring you to the back room.
Well, $1,000—that's grand theft. Like you
I know. I gotta.
Were you over 18 or under 18?
I cried a lot, and they
were you over or under 18 years old?
Under. I think I was under.
Yeah, it's like
no. I think I'm over.
Yeah, you can do time for that shit, man.
Yeah, that was lucky. I got caught stealing when I was 5.
I didn't trust you. I mean, it's just a.
When I was 5, I was supposed to pick up 2 keys of Kratom at the loading docks. Motherfuckers stepped on it. I took a toot. I knew what was going on. I had to jack them, Marina style.
That's right. So there was massage involved because I felt bad for him afterwards.
Wait, there was a massage-based crime that was.
Yeah,
she can kill you with massage. If she can heal pain, she can cause it. She's like a cleric.
I can make you throw it. Yes, there you go. Yeah, totally.
It's like Spock.
Yes.
Yeah.
I approve of that joke.
Spencer approved. I had taken a teddy bear to the grocery store and stole a 5-pound bag of jelly beans because I was very ambitious and also economic.
What if the teddy bear never came back into the story? You said you took a teddy bear to the grocery store.
It was my teddy bear. I took it and I hid the bag behind the bear against my chest, and I made it. I got out. And I went home and I had this Sesame Street tent in my bedroom, but I just had no patience. So I opened the bag and I started eating them, and I didn't realize this, but I'd left like a trail of jelly beans leading to the tent. Why? So my parents found me, and they made me go back to the store after giving me a long lecture about how I had tarnished the family name.
Oh shit!
And just dragged it through the mud. And we lived in a very small. I grew up in a fishing village. And so everybody knew everybody. So
that's why your name is. That's why your name is Marina.
She is Wonder Woman.
So yeah, I had to apologize for that. And my parents had weird ways of teaching me moral lessons. When I was about the same age, we went to New York, and I saw a little person for the first time in my life. I didn't think he was real. I thought he was a puppet that somebody had just ingeniously designed to walk on its own. So I he had a little suit and a little briefcase. And so I was just marveling over this mechanical man to my brother, just, making a scene. And my mom made me get up off the subway seat and offer my seat to him, even though he already had a seat of his own.
Yeah, but take hers. Yeah. All the more delicious for your tiny buttocks. These are padded with revenge.
Yes. We have a family name to protect here. What is your family's name?
Oh,
we can't drag the name of McGillicuddy through this sort of filth.
It was Eller, but that's, nobody...
Yeah, no, I mean...
Not anymore.
No.
So you went all the way to robot right away?
It was the only thing that made sense. I didn't know this was a thing. And I just had to figure out how
there was a guy in South Milwaukee. God damn it! What was his name?
It was a robot.
It was there was my grandma would go, do you want to go? Damn it! What was his name? It was something. It was a title. It was like do you want to go to this McDonald's? There was a McDonald's in South Milwaukee. And
he's the brownie, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And his name was like Billy the Brownie. I was fucking scared shitless by the concept of little anything. When I was a kid, I had nightmares about marionette puppets and regular puppets and just anything small. I just thought was trying to kill me. Like dolls and things. I just terrified of all of them. And there was a guy named Billy the Brownie that hung out at the McDonald's. My grandma would make it seem like he was part of the McDonald's mythos, but he wasn't. As I grew older, I was like, wait, I had a right to be freaked out. There's no Billy the Brownie in these commercials. This was just a fucking dude, like in that Donald Sutherland movie,
MASH.
No, Don't Look Now. Google Don't Look Now. But it's a 70s thriller horror movie. But it was like he was just a guy that was there. He would dress as a brownie and he would come to your table and talk to you.
Like the dessert or the fairy.
Like the fairy.
Oh, yeah, like the fairy, like the mythical creature. Sorry, I didn't clarify that. I mean, she would, Billy the Brownie, like a little person. He was a little person, and he would dress like a... No, he wouldn't dress like a brownie. My grandma maybe just called him Billy the Brownie.
It sounds like she created.
I don't think he didn't dress like a fucking Ren Fair. I think he was just a dude that was trying to maybe have his breakfast. He could have been a truck driver.
So your grandma called him Billy the Brownie.
Yeah, and I'm realizing maybe me and Billy the Brownie were both being abused by my grandma, like put into a can like two wasps and just shaken, hey, here, talk to him. He's Billy the Brownie, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, what the fuck? I never. Well, yeah, I was real scared of Billy the Brownie. And there was a marionette doll that my mom had in the closet that she called Clemens C. Clemens, who had this weird
like what is that? Like it's like paper mache, but like hardened. It was like this little guy had a little straw hat on, and it's just like all fucked up, like looking like, and she'd like bring it out once in a while and be like, well, it's Clemency Clemens, and I go, get it out, get it away. It's a fucking horrific, horrible little murderer. It was like Freddy Krueger looking thing with strings coming out of every joint. It's like controlling it. It's like a spider. It's like everything about it. It's fucking terrifying. And then she'd like, oh, it's okay, you pussy. I'm putting it back in the Tupperware container and putting it in the closet. Like, yeah, the closet across from my bedroom. Like, I now know, like, Clemency Clemens is just in there, like thinking about me.
Wants out.
Yeah, like he knows
justice.
that I'm the one. Like, okay, Clemency Clemens, Daniel doesn't like you. You might as well. You guess you got to go back to sleep in this plastic container across from his bed.
Does he have a backstory, Clemency?
Was that like a hobby of hers?
I don't know if my mom
Is
made
it
the doll.
Clement C
My dad
or
liked
Clemency
puppetry.
Clemens?
Oh, Clemency Clemens.
Is it Clement C Clemens?
Oh God, yeah. It's weird. It's like a
legend of
New Line
Clemency
Cinemas
Clemens.
like horror movie. Like it's Clemency Clemens. Like he
wants
got
clemency from his Tupperware
for his
fucking
horrible
prison.
murders.
He's still waiting for that pardon.
I'm going to have nightmares about Clemency Clemens. 'Cause I'm picturing the closet and the Tupperware.
Oh, we all will.
Yeah, and I had nightmares. I had recurring nightmares about a character that was like a little puppet that was like, I guess it was because of Mr. Rogers. You had like the little puppet characters, and I like the boomerang lady, the Lady
That was
Fairchild.
scary. Boomerang lady.
And and there was a version of her in my nightmares that was
Yeah, me
always
too.
tormenting me.
Well, I always had a recurring nightmare where it would be like, it was like a black background with only just like well-lit fog on the ground, like one of those dreamscapes, and it's midnight, and I know it's midnight because there's this Muppet-style grandfather clock. And he strikes midnight, and when he strikes midnight, he shoots arrows into my body. And I get struck by 12 arrows. It was a recurring nightmare I had.
Dealing 20 damage.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
It was a critical hit.
Respectfully, loud guy is raising his hand.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Okay, all right.
I don't know
Well,
how
your
well
last
the
one.
first
Your last
one-
one got us somewhere.
I don't know about that.
So I keep
Doug
believing in you.
Philburn from the Post. Yeah, had another question.
So you're on a plane, and the plane crashes on a deserted island, and everyone survives. So now you're on an island with 165 people, and since you're Dan Harmon, they look to you as the leader.
Because Seth Rogen's not on the flight.
So now you have to create a civilization, right? Like, so what does that government look like? And one thing I was thinking
The plane happens to crash on a desert island.
Well, like,
think of the odds of that.
I mean,
Oh, you get washed up. You
And
get
what if that
shipwrecked.
island was on the moon? Like the premise of Harmontown.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
what does someone have to do to get banished? Right? Like what? How does like a punishment system work? Like, what if someone's being a real dick, but there's only 165 people on this island?
How many are there of us tonight here?
Well, the easy thing is, what if someone's being a real dick? That's the whole problem with the justice system of any government, is that we always conceive of like, what if someone's being a real dick, and then we go like, okay, well, if that happens, then we'll do this to them, and then we wait for someone to be a real dick, and then we do that to them, and it's always and that's about 1% of the cases, and the rest of it is like, well, I was hungry, I needed bread, but I didn't mean it, I thought it was mine, and all this shit, and then everyone's calling each other being a real dick, and you're still using the same mentality. That's like, I guess I would try to figure out beforehand. I mean, I like when we start our moon colony, I'm just gonna bring like only beta people. Like they're gonna be screened for the inability to aggress. So that we can all just like, because we had a fun experience where we were shuffling around. What was it, Montreal?
Team Beta, yeah.
Yeah, we were the beta tribe. Like Jeff got peeled off somehow. Like otherwise Jeff would be like making all the decisions, and we would be tumbleweeds and stuff. And like there was like mounting things of like stress. It's like we don't know what we're doing. Like Cody has like confided to me in the past. It's like sometimes I'll turn into a little baby when I'm like walking around with her and like without realizing it, and then sometimes she'll be doing that to me, and like because it's like there's usually like someone in the group that's like so just more comfortable having opinions and let's go here, let's go there. We just happened to be with a group of like 5 or 6 people, and none of them were that person, and we were just kind of drifted for a while like a garbage bag in American Beauty, and but there was still cohesion, and then there was like mounting points of frustration where you could just almost feel like Spencer was doing the opposite of a shark, where he was circling the idea of leaving. Like Spencer would just start getting more and more distant, and then but then he'd come back, and then we eventually started making random decisions, and we had a really nice dinner in that one restaurant or a lunch or something. I don't remember. I don't know.
Why? But it was nice. It was really nice.
I don't know, man. Like, because the thing is, like, people are monsters. Like they'll kind of like they don't. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if I believe in people anymore. I feel it's just like
I have a riddle for you about how to tell if you're a serial killer or if you could become a serial killer.
It was
Maybe
the
it'll
sister.
restore your.
Sorry. Continue.
Awesome.
The doctor was a woman.
Let's
see
the
if any of you guys, let's see who here has the mind of a serial killer. If you can answer this riddle, then you have the mind of a serial killer,
Or you heard
regardless
me.
of whether or not you already have a body count.
That's a good
catch up.
point. If you're just a really
point,
stupid
yeah.
serial killer, you get off scot-free.
But if you're stupid, you'd think you'd get caught, though. So how
you
you
would.
could just be a killer, though.
No, but what if you're a really cowardly one? That's the thing that freaks me out all the time. Is I look at people and I go, the only thing standing between that person and being a serial killer is that they're just all chicken shit.
Yep.
I feel like that person would, if they could do bad shit, they'd get away with it. They would.
If I had a boat, you'd all be dead.
You
gotta have a boat. You gotta have a boat.
I would never hurt anybody if I could get away with it. I truly believe that. And then at the same time, I think that's most of us. And the weird thing is, we spend most of our energy in society building trying to make it possible for us to not have to think about how we're hurting people without thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest
Right.
That's how we make the trains run on time.
Document. That's active killing. That's like the whole thing, right? They
Yeah, I mean
their whole culture. Well, no. I guess not.
Well, active killing was I mean, that's an example of the fact that as long as anybody up top is just saying this is fine, if the people you're killing have a label on them, like communist or terrorist or criminal or murderer or whatever, and no one ever flips the game on you, that you can actually walk through life going like, oh yeah, and then I did that thing where I was an awesome person.
Right.
But parentheses
it's
killed
they keep on going to the same stories because it's like the thing they can't escape.
Right. There's some weird thing haunting them and eating away at them, which is kind of an uplifting thing, possibly, that maybe there is something in there. But anyways, I think the thing is, it's like we try to make it as easy as possible. It's like Spencer and I were talking about this. So dichotomy.
We talk about it all, man.
Dichotomy is a crutch. That's the thing. Like every single aspect of our society, it always comes down to some choice between one or two things. Like the big thing is obviously the candidacy right now, the elections. Like throughout our lives, we're like left and right, and every comment section is like, you're either one of these or one of those. And that is actually an expression of en masse laziness. Because if you only have to choose whether you're this or that, you save so much fucking time. Having to think every second, what am I? Who am I? How do I feel? If you just go oh, I don't want to be like that. I'm not one of those. And then you're just hanging out. You're like, well, I'm a liberal, so I have 6 hours to play Minecraft. Because if there was no word for liberal or conservative, then I'd have to spend that 6 hours going yeah, but what about my neighbor? What about my neighbor's daughter? What about that homeless guy in the corner?
It's
what
the
about
same reason like writing in films and TV are so shitty like diversity wise, because it's hard. It's just hard to find people of color because there's no There's no
Right.
infrastructure.
I blame casting agencies.
Well, diversity is difficult, right? Because and the first thing,
It's not that-
the first way that we tackle diversity is we break that into a dichotomy. We go white
Right.
or colorful,
Right.
And then we'll.
And it's not necessarily that we're and people are like racist. It's not like we hate. It's not necessarily that all casting directors hate black people. It's all casting directors like to go home early.
We told casting directors for 80 years now. We told them they better get good at sorting human beings, like documents in a filing cabinet or coats in a rack, or they're fired. If I can't call my casting director and go, I need a 6'5" black guy with a lazy eye. I thought like in 1983, like the person that can do that is like a better casting director. Now all of a sudden it's like, no, we're like going to engage in the fucking unpredictable nuances of humanity. And they're like, does that include me? Because I'm like a dentist for people, like each tooth is a person on your cast, and so yeah, like it is like that particularly like
You want them all to be really white.
yeah, by default, yeah.
But you got that one kind of weird brown tooth.
Yeah,
white and
it's
straight.
actually stumbled into a pretty good metaphor. Yeah, it's like all different shaped white people that listen, you got your Paul Giamatti who grinds the food. You got your Paul Rudd in front who's just biting it and anyways, it's I got sidetracked by that, but I kind of like simultaneously.
What's the serial killer riddle?
Yeah. All right. So anybody?
Because you're either a serial killer or you're not.
Oh yeah.
That's the dichotomy.
Dichotomies. Yeah. All right, so there's a funeral. A woman goes to a funeral for her mother, and when she's there, she meets this amazing guy. He's just the man of her dreams. She's instantly in love with him, and she really wants to see him again. They have a great time at the reception, somehow, despite the fact that it's her mother's funeral. But they don't exchange contact info. And a week later, her sister dies. Why? If you can answer that, then you can think like a serial killer.
No, she goes home and kills her sister.
So,
Why?
thank you, Tom.
Yeah, she wanted to see him again.
He's heard this riddle.
Why is there a stranger at her mom's funeral?
That's part of it. That's part of it.
Sister. Sorry. She
Oh.
kills the sister because if the dude's at the mom's funeral, it's probably going to be at the sister's funeral.
Good job.
Right.
You got it.
Thank you, Doug. Doug from the Post. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, they estimate that up to 25% of Americans are sociopaths, so 1 out of every 4.
But sociopaths aren't psychopaths, right? Isn't that like
No, that's different. There's a difference.
And there's also a very big spectrum. Some sociopaths.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
25% are sociopaths. I don't know.
If you look in like,
If you're a sociopath, you could probably take us all out if you banded together. Just think
If you kill somebody's sister to meet her at a funeral, you might be a sociopath.
Yeah. If we're gonna have a show where everybody can talk whenever they want, you guys have to let each other talk too. You can't just talk over each other. And then I get confused. You're all sociopaths. like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's just talking at the same time. Dan took a dark turn. I guess he. No, my heart bleeds for everybody who's like, I have a little piece of information I'd like to share, and then everyone's like, I'm gonna do a bit.
Yeah.
Doug from the Post has another question.
What's your next question, Doug?
What's on your mind, Doug?
Could you walk us through a day when Spencer and Jeff woke up in each other's bodies?
Are you just?
The question is, could Dan walk?
Are you just
all
like,
of us
pitching like spec scripts now?
It sounds like some weird slash shit. Can Dan pitch a day where Spencer and I are in each other's bodies?
I mean, that happened in Montreal. And it's like there was a little bit of a.
Look, I was inside this? Spencer, but I wouldn't say I was
inside his body.
Yeah,
I would say you were.
Part of me was inside Spencer's body.
Semantics.
Look, I was fucking, and I mean fucking Spencer.
He was fucking me. And I mean fucking me.
I don't know. Well, I think the important thing to answer your question, I mean, it would be is the first quarter of the story before that happens, because that would happen at the threshold, is where because first you have to establish that Jeff is like very into his clothes and that he doesn't have time for dice and that Spencer
I got no time for dice.
Loves dice but doesn't care about clothes, and then like Spencer, and then there's like a magic die or something, and they're both trying to grab it, and they go like, "You have it better than me," and I do. And then it would just be like,
right.
Another 20 minutes of them going like, "Holy shit! Well, I guess we don't have time to figure out how to fix this because I have a dice convention to go to, but you have to go for me because you're in my body."
If I woke up in Spencer's body and go, "Oh, I have to go like make it through my day," and I am in Spencer's body, I think that'd be pretty easy. I think that like I go like. This is way easier than having like to go to the dry cleaners and pick up a suit. I could just.
Would you if you were in Spencer's body, would you like go and find a suit though?
No, I think what I would do is like luxuriate in not having to wear a suit.
It's like suit vacation.
Yeah, suit vacation. I mean that's the name of the movie. It's Suit Vacation.
It might be called Die and Tie. Tie and Die.
But meanwhile, Spencer'd be showing up to. Well, I mean, it depends because in the Switcheroo movie, you got to have the scene where you have to go dungeon master.
Also, I'd wake up. Oh, I'm Spencer, and I look in the mirror. and I go, oh my god, I'm Spencer. I look like Spencer. Like my suits aren't going to fit anymore because we're different body shapes. I'm like, I have to get to this thing. I only have Spencer
clothes. You have to get to Harmontown.
Yeah,
you're sitting on the opposite
exactly.
side.
Well, that'd be pretty easy compared to the other things.
Yeah, but Spencer, like if you woke up and you were me, you would say, oh shit. Like I mean, you could put on cargo shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, you can rock those. We know this.
Would you wear a suit? Like, would you go into my closet and go, I'll cosplay as Jeff Davis?
So do we start in each other's houses?
Let's just say yes.
Okay.
I mean, let's say that's accessible.
Well,
so you wake up in each other's bodies. So it's one of those like Blake Edwards Switched or whatever with Jimmy Smits and
it's like
Ellen
Freaky
Barkin.
Friday.
Exactly.
Well, you wake up. So you wake up in Jeff's apartment in Jeff's body.
Okay.
And you're naked. You wake up in Spencer's apartment.
Well, first
in
off,
Spencer's
I
body.
immediately start jerking off.
I'd kill myself.
Because you gotta go like what is Spencer?
You both jerk off. There's a split screen as you both come. It's like an anime, like like a 2-man Voltron. So then you're done coming, and now you go to you go to the closet. You open the closet and like
You don't clean
you clean up the.
It's
cum.
someone else's body.
Yeah.
It's not my responsibility.
Yeah, it's not my department anymore. All right, so I wake up in Spencer's place. I'm looking around and I go, okay, well, I'm naked. I just jerked off. Came all over Spencer's bedroom. All I got is Spencer clothes. So I'm going to dress in Spencer clothes. Yeah. I don't think I go right out and start buying suits that fit Spencer body. I think I just go, fuck it, I'm Spencer.
Nice.
Right?
Well, would you be Spencer or would you try to be Jeff? But in Spencer's body.
Well, do I still have the will and the volition that I have? Like,
your mind.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I would start having to make some decisions of like what is a physical Jeff Davis? Like, is it Jeff Davis only about like caring about his clothes and his hair, or is it like growing a beard all of a sudden?
I mean, there has to be. You have to first. You have to come up with like. I mean, it's a tough movie to break.
It's a good question, Doug.
It's high risk, low reward. Is like this project, because it's going to end up with a skateboard chase and like it's just not going to matter.
Which one of us isn't comfortable with a skateboard?
It's going to be a forced arc because a body switching movie, again, to support our point about dichotomy being a crutch for like a lazy psyche. It's like, oh yeah, of course, if you just take Jodie Foster and whoever her mom was, you swap them, then you automatically have to reduce each character to like, I'm neat, she's therefore sloppy, like etc.
Fuck it, you become Jeff becomes Spencer, and Spencer becomes you. Now it's not a dichotomy; it's a trichotomy.
Yeah, we just solved. Now the movie.
When did Doug get the fucking conch on this fucking thing? Like,
I wanted to hear what you were saying about the sociopaths. She was talking about like the. She said 25% of Americans are sociopaths. I have one question there, which is it just America, or was it okay? That's just where they did the study, or do they know for a fact that other countries have a much lower sociopath?
Japan was like up to 3%.
No way.
What?
Now, are we relying on each country?
Sociopath next door.
Oh man.
Are we the sociopath next door? For those of you who want to research, and we'll touch base again. It's like what was the show with Cosby, the with Magic Pen, the
Picture Pages.
Yes. I forgot, and then I was like, Cosby, really? Okay. I just give up magic. Like if everybody gets together and go, let's figure out how many sociopaths each country has, and then they just go like, okay, Japan, let us know, and then they come back and they go 3%, and you're like, all right. So
Spencer,
so buying little girls' panties out of a vending machine must really just sate that thirst, like so you don't become a sociopath. No, yeah, it's that's the thing. Apple a day. ... What kind of figures did you guys come up with? Yeah, fuck you.
So Spencer, you wake up at my place. Would you go like, oh fuck, I'm gonna try on one of these suits, or do you go fuck this shit? I'm gonna go right.
You guys love this movie.
No. Hey, I do not. This is not my question.
Or do you say who stole my beard?
I would get in contact with me. That's the first thing.
Of course you guys would call each other.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd be like, hey, what do we do? What do we do with this?
And my first question is, did you just jerk off like I just jerked off?
Because you sound sleepy. But it's 10 a.m. Yeah. And if I know my body...
Also, yes, somebody's just tried to change my passwords on my computer. Like
all right, but 25% of Americans are sociopaths. So, but
25% of men in federal prison.
Wait, what?
1%.
Do you know this guy?
I just googled it. It's 1% of the general population. 25% of men in prison.
In your face, Japan. Yeah. Although 70% of our population is in prison.
No, I mean seriously. Don't we have like a quarter of our fucking we have a quarter of the world's prison population, right? That's the statistic.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest corporation.
We love.
It's the McDonald's of America.
Yeah, because it's like it's
so is McDonald's.
We're the McDonald's of America.
It's an easy way to define poverty. Is to just go like, oh yeah, it's illegal to be poor, so I have to just go in here because God forbid we'd ever say we were socialists, in which case you'd go like, oh, you're not very good at capitalism. You should get a place to live until you figure it out. Like until you get good at it. Here's 3 meals a day. We go like, well, why don't we wait until you beat someone up with a pool cue? Then we'll bang a gavel, yell at you, and give you a free home.
It's wait until you bring your weed outside. Or arrest you for the rest of your life.
And our white.
Yeah, I mean, we're not
if you're black.
Right?
Sorry.
Yeah, I do that just fine. And I'm shady as fuck.
You stole those candy bars once?
Yeah, man.
We're all feeling...
just to be clear, I stole a lot less bad shit than any of you guys. I'm the best person off this stage.
Wait. How many candy bars? What's the going exchange with candy bars to jelly beans?
Why do you guys steal so many candy bars?
I didn't steal.
Yeah, why don't we just steal glasses? That's the real value proposition.
Also, Spencer, how old were you when you stole the candy bars?
Well, like 14, 15.
Well, there
good age. Nimble fingers.
I used to go steal shit that I didn't even want. I would just walk into a department store and just take shit that I didn't even want. And it was just about the game of can I walk in, look you in the eye as the clerk, and walk out with the shit that I just pick shit up right in front of you and go, and walk out. And it's like nobody expects it.
I just want to say because we've come to the end of our time. But I did want to say because we touched on this darkness of like society in general, like, and it's an election year. 100 days or something from the
It's
fucking.
huge. It's huge.
My therapist told me
It's gonna
she
be
said
really huge.
like there's the suicide rate goes up, the domestic violence rate goes up. Like we in general, like we do, for better or for worse, Americans. I think this is our purge.
Yeah.
Every 4 years, like an anarchist would say, yeah, it's every 4 years we vent everyone's feeling of needing to be in control of society by giving them the illusion they can change society by pulling a lever in a curtain booth. And so, but that's the cynical way of saying it. Another way of saying it is like every 4 years we have this immense responsibility on us, and blah, 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 blah. But which side am I on? The side where I go. But, no, that's just the side that requires more reading. And but in any case, it's every 4 years, according to my therapist. Like there is this rise in like craziness. Like we all start to feel it. And we're in constant contact with each other on the internet. We're like painting this picture. I just want to mitigate that and say I think that the reason it gets to us is because it still holds just as true. I think that most of us are pretty chill and probably want the world to be great, and would probably be willing to do a lot of stuff to make it great, and are really concerned that like just kind of like we're this parakeet in a mirror that they start looking at this stuff and we start obsessing about it. We go like, how many? And then we put on these weird carnival masks in these comment sections, and all the usernames are like Flip Flop 69, and we're just going like it's like fucking weird, like playing these Appalachian characters, like yelling at each other about abortion clinics and stuff. But I think the silent majority are people that are fucking moderate about everything and would just be like would be able to have a fundamental principle of like, as long as nobody's getting hurt, I'm okay with it. And I think that we inhale a lot of secondhand smoke from the internet, as she'd say, my therapist, and that's all fine. No one has to walk away from it or ignore any of it or think that any of it's unimportant. But the message that none of us are getting at this time is the one that is right under our nose and doesn't profit anybody, doesn't make you click on anything, doesn't pay anything, doesn't get you riled up. It's just the truth, which is that there's a whole bunch of super cool people like being totally we're anxious about wishing that the world could be a better place, and like there's happiness possible somehow some way. Like it's not the apocalypse yet. It just keeps seeming like it. Like I think we'll laugh at it in the year 2040. I think we'll go, remember we kept thinking like it felt like the end. Like
we'll be like, Trump was great.
He's not going to win.
We all panicked. He seemed like a douchebag, but it turns out, his foreign policy was right on point.
He solved world hunger.
Or it turned out the president didn't matter. We finally
It doesn't matter. It
finally exited the age of fuck. We finally was forced out of us by an elite ruling class that are boring politicians and die politicians and pay themselves to do nothing but pretend that everyone needs to be told what to do like an animal. And we exited that age and entered a proper age where we would go like, those guys are civil servants and they need to this pageant needs to stop, where it's like oh, who's the most amazing world leader, like the leader of the free world. It's like, fuck you. Who's gonna balance the budget, and in the meantime, who's gonna fill the potholes on my street, and maybe we'll have some nice fish fries at our local churches, and bingo games and jump rope competitions,
$7 pancakes at the firehouse,
and maybe I think we can get back to one mass shooting a year. I really do.
I think
the 90s were so awesome. It was like Christmas. The mass shooting was like this crazy. Whoa! Somebody shot 1 million people. And whoa!
My pitch is that we only have one, but it's like a huge one. Let's have a good mass shooting every year.
They got to stop being weekly. It's getting me down.
Let's go. It's getting you down.
I don't know.
These mass shootings are kind of cramping your style.
Yeah, I'd like them to be less mass. I'd like to get back.
More shooting.
Yeah, well, that's fun. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The mass shootings aren't the problem. It's the bullets keep hitting people.
If there was a guy,
just like mass shooting, it's like a food fight. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, Things are spinning around. Yeah. If a guy went up into a clock tower and just missed everybody, that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, like the OK Corral, that was like the coolest gunfight ever. It was like 7 dudes died or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they missed a bunch though.
I bet it lasted hours, and they were all like related. Like, McClintock got shot.
I'm pretty sure you got that totally wrong.
Anyways,
I think it was short and almost everybody died except for 1 or 2 people.
My point was because I only see you guys once a week. Like, I just wanted you to make it through this week. Like, I'll see you again next week.
Thanks.
Like, we start by talking about like, oh, who needs help, and like, let's talk to each other, and then it always inevitably we scrape down to that part. Like, the reason why we're gathered here is because my alienation and your alienation, and we go like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like, this planet sucks. Like, we're all doomed. But and it's true. We are. It's true, and we will get out of here. But like it would be a shame if we didn't make it to the launch pad, because we got caught.
It's kind of amazing that I came up here because like I think everyone thinks this when they come to Harmontown. It's like I want to come, and it's partly selfish because you want to be in. Because we're all narcissists to some degree, and I'm a narcissist, I'm for sure. But it's like Harmontown is the closest thing I have to a church. It's the closest thing I have to something that I come back to weekly. And
is the side of your body feeling any pain anymore?
Yes! Thank you for coming to Harmontown, everybody.
Body is whole now.
Let's hear for Gabrielle, Marina. Her name means a house by a water. Let's hear it for Doug Frisburn from the Washington Post. Spencer Creighton, I'm Jeff Davis, your mayor, Dan Harmon.
Let's try to get it from church status to cult status very quickly.
Can we pass the plate? When do we pass around?
I'm just going to pass. I'm going to go straight to passing Kool-Aid. Like, I don't need money.
Good. You passed the plate.
Yeah.